Did you know that 95% of the people are walking around eating foods every single day that they are allergic to? Let's talk about the 5 most common food allergies that people have and they don't necessarily know about. First one being milk. Milk is very inflammatory in nature, so a lot of people know that they're quote unquote sensitive to it, but in reality, they actually have an allergy to it. They have an IgG, which means it's a delayed response. So it's still an allergy. It's still creating that inflammatory, that immune system response, but it's delayed. So they don't necessarily realize that it's an allergy. The next one being wheat, another super common inflammatory food that people might think they have a sensitivity to, but in reality, it's still an allergy. The next one being eggs. Eggs is a super common one. Just within my practice alone, I see about 95% of people have an egg allergy. Very, very common, but it's not something that is typically talked about when it comes to allergies. And it's in a lot of things. So again, when you have that IgG, that delayed responder, you might not notice it right away. You might not need an EpiPen for it, but it's still contributing to that long-term chronic inflammation, which can lead to some symptoms. Another one being black and white pepper. So that means like the black pepper you put on everything, whether that's your steak or your pasta or whatever that might be. And then the last thing being yeast. Yeast is another very common allergy that, again, not a lot of people realize. And yeast is not just in your baked goods, it's also in your alcohol. So when people say that they're allergic to alcohol, more than likely it's the yeast. So it could be in that beer, that wine, all of those types of alcohols that have that brewer's yeast within it. If you guys are having these symptoms that you don't necessarily know what's the cause of it and have not been able to correlate food with it, get a food allergy test. If you want to know the best food allergy tests to get, call our office.